All right, y'all. So this is part two to the only way to settle this is Crawford and Boots has to fight. So what I was ending the last video, my phone battery got hot. My phone got hot, and I'm like, damn, it's about to turn off. So I was about to end the video, tell you, hey, all right, this video about to end. I'm gonna make a part two. All right, but it cut off before I could do that. So here we go. Listen, when I look at Boots, I look at Crawford. If you look at, let's compare some things. Crawford has a quick first punch. Boots has quick combinations. Crawford is more quick than he is fast. You understand what I'm saying? Like, Boots will throw lightning fast combinations, right? Whereas Crawford, he doesn't really do that. He'll pick you apart and he'll throw the shots. He doesn't like the waste shots. Okay. Boots is a more energetic fighter. Boots is quicker on his feet than Crawford is. Crawford, at one point when he was younger, he would move and just dance around the ring and move, stick his tongue out at you, shake his head no when you tell him to stand and fight and stuff like that. Or like Boots, they both can fight on the inside or the outside. Okay, Boots is more willing to fight on the inside than Crawford is. Now, that doesn't mean that can't work against you, but it also can work for you. So, bottom line, and you talking about two complete fighters. I don't care how blind, a whole lot of you are out there. You're talking about two complete fighters, man. And the thing is, like I said, come fight night. That's what it comes down to. So it's not about, like, whatever Crawford's going to do in the ring or whatever Boots is going to do. It's not about me. Because I don't know what their approach is going to be. I just look at what they do and what they're known to do. And, Crawford, he adjusts to what you're doing. And Boots is going to have to adjust and readjust and things that he's going to have to be prepared to do those type of things. It doesn't matter who hits harder. It doesn't matter, like all these things that we're talking about. It comes down to how you put things together come fight night. Both guys are solid boxers. One has more experience and is older. The truth about Crawford, in terms of where he stands right now, like I said before, Crawford doesn't even have to fight anymore. His legacy is cemented already. But when you don't want to fight a guy, even though you're not afraid of the guy, but you just don't want to fight that person, think about even like what Bazzi said. He don't think Boots ain't really want to fight the guy anyway. He don't think he really got up for the guy. Crawford might do the same thing if he fight Boots. He might go in there like, man, you know what? All right, yeah, I'm gonna take the fight. Let's go. And all of a sudden, go in there, and all of a sudden, it's like, damn, Boots is outboxing Crawford. Boots is landing shots on Crawford. He's, then what? Now I'm saying, a fight is a fight, right? And once you get it, once you accept it, you take it, you get in that ring. Now you got to back it up. Now we're going to go ahead and prove who the better fighter is. Look, let me say this about, Blair Cobbs. He wants to fight, yeah. Blair Cobb named Boots and then named nothing but other big fights after that, as if he's going to win. If you lose, brother, which you will, more than likely, okay, nobody's going to keep booking you to just fight top guys and keep getting your ass kicked. Blair Cobb is trying to sell himself, trying to sell his character, trying to get his name out there. Let me say this. In my opinion, Blair Cobb is a waste of time for Boots. Because Boots is trying to go up and elevate and get the bigger names now. If he goes to 154, well, as I was saying earlier, I don't think fighting Madrimov is a bad idea to start off. I don't know, and you look around, I don't know what Jamel Charlo is doing. I don't know if Spence and Fundora is actually gonna actually fight. I don't know what's happening. And it's already November. We still have not heard anything. You know, when the guy's about to fight, they start doing interviews. People start, I mean, even if it's in the gym, we still don't know anything about Errol Spence training, who his trainer is, what he like, nothing. We haven't seen Fundora. What have you seen in the lead up to this fight? I mean, it's already November. So if they were supposed to fight in January or whatever, I'm saying that's 3 months. God damn, you already by now they should be already talking about this fight, and so like I don't know what the hell is going on. So my point is, if you look at it, 154 is a weak ass division right now. It's a weak division. It has names that's there that's not doing shit. That's it. But it's a weak division. So I look at Jerron Ennis and I say, okay, yeah. You know why Madrimov is the ideal fight, especially for your first fight? It was Crawford's first fight at 154. It will be your first fight at 154. And just like the last time y'all fought the same guy, they compared your performances. They're going to do the same thing now. And you beat Madrimov. And I would have that stipulated. All right, you know what, Crawford? Here's the deal. I'm going to fight Madrimov. I beat him. It's me and you. No excuses. Simple. Because Crawford's not going to fight him right off the bat. And like I said, he beat him. Maybe Turkey would get involved. Somebody would get it where, okay, you know what? What did Crawford ask for? 20 million? Okay, so let's make it happen. Now, let's say, even if it's not a Madrimov fight, let's say he just goes straight to 154 and Turkey goes, you know what? Crawford wants Canelo and we trying to get Canelo and Canelo's not bending. So you know what? Hell, man, let's make this fight now. Crawford versus Boots. Why? Because if this fight don't happen now, it may never happen. And I would love to have this fight in Riyadh and say, hey, we put this card together. We made this fight possible. Or whether it happens over here in the state, whatever. In the States or whatever, however it's going to go. But this is one of those situations where, like I said, time is not on Crawford's side. And that's going to be the excuse should they fight and then Boots beat him. I don't give a fuck what none of y'all say. Boots got the potential and the skills right now. It just comes fight night how you put it all together. And I've seen him put that shit together. You understand what I'm saying? He just got to do it. You understand what I'm saying? With any opponent that you fight, people are always looking for criticism. It reminds me of years ago. Terry Norris fought Meldrick Taylor. Dude I used to be real cool with back in the day. Where we had the fight, and he's telling me that he think Meldrick Taylor's going to win. And I'm sitting there like, okay. You don't think so? I said, man, look, we going to know when they get in the ring. Well, who you think going to win? I said, personally, I think Terry going to win. Terry should stop him. I don't know about that, man. I ain't asked you what you know. You just asked me what did I think. Now you gonna tell me what you like. No, I'm just saying, like, I think Mildred, he started talking about Mildred's fight with Chavez, which took a lot out of Mildred. I don't think Mildred was ever the same after the Chavez fight, that first one. Second fight, Chavez stopped him, I think, the 8th round. That took a lot out of him, man. He took a bad beating, even though he was way ahead on points and Richard still robbed him. But Chavez put a bad beating on Mildred, man. But I said, I think Terry stops him. Now, I think they fought at a catch weight of 149 pounds. And if you know Terry Norris, he fought at 154. When Terry Norris was on top, when he was like focused, Terry Norris could outbox anybody. That dude was just, he was vicious, man. The problem with Terry was Terry just had his times, he would just get overzealous to knock you out, or he would just lose focus, man. He would just get careless. I've seen him outbox dudes, like, make it look easy. And it's like, I don't know if he got bored in the ring or what the hell, but he would just get careless, man, and just like, fuck, get off the ropes, man. Like, what do you, like, that Terry would do that shit. But if he just stayed focused, Terry could outbox anybody, man. Terry Norris stops Meldrick in 4 rounds, okay? The dude was like, yo, I don't know what happened. Yo, damn, all right, yo, that's a good man. Damn. No, you know what, though? I don't think, no. I'm like, no, don't start that shit. Before that fight, before that bell rang, you gave me 100 reasons as to why Mildred was going to win. You asked me that I want to bet 20. I said, nah, because 20 is cigarette money, and I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't smoke at all. So, if you're going to bet me, I'm going to say 100 just for the fun of it. Otherwise, nah, I'm not. I'm for what? I'm going to go take 20. What, I'm going to go buy gum, some candy and shit? Like, nah, I'm good. Hey, you want to bet 100? We good. Nah, I said, I know you're not going to bet 100 because you're not confident. So then all of a sudden he ends up, yo, yeah, all right, we can bet 100. I said, man, look, now you know that's your little weed money, right? Now don't go out here, trying to prove something to me or anybody in this room and lose your weed money. Because you're going to give me my money after you lose the bet. And he was just like, nah, I got you. Nah. Yeah. Right? Now, all the reasons he gave me as to why Mildred was going to win, I wound up telling him, I said, look, man, it's real simple. If Terry had a loss, I just gave you their money. And he just lost. You making this shit, these fighters, you put them on these pedestals as if whatever they're doing, they can do no wrong or, they can't lose, even though they already lost. The thing that people got to learn to stop doing is letting their fanboyism get in the way of their common sense. And if you want to make a bet, that's why it's called gambling, because you don't know what's going to happen until you get the outcome. But if we're looking at what a fighter brings to the table, I don't care how complete you are. You can have one of those nights where things just don't go your way. But the fighter cannot afford to take an opponent lightly. The fans can do it because they're not the ones in the ring. So they can talk all the shit they want. That's all they do is talk. But the fighters know better. Like I said, if Jaron Ennis wasn't a big deal, Crawford wouldn't be asking for $20 million to fight him. If Benavidez wasn't a big deal, Canelo wouldn't be asking for $200 million to fight him. It's as simple as that. You think Canelo got close to $100 million fighting Jaime Munguia and Edgar Berlanga? Here's the deal. He didn't make $100 million in those two fights combined. So if Benavidez is not a big deal, why not just fight him and knock him out and shut his mouth, right? No. He make every excuse as to why he's not going to fight him. Now, Crawford's excuses is based on his career moves in terms of that because Crawford is making an exit strategy. So Crawford, like I said, he doesn't need Jaron Boots Ennis. But if they're in the same, because now mind you, if he was still at 147, like he was, they were both there at the same time, it's different. Him being at 154 is what I'm saying. As far as Boots still being at 147, no. But for Boots to come up to 154, and you can't get Canelo, you can't get Errol Spence, who I believe Jaron Boots Ennis will beat Errol Spence. I don't give a shit what nobody say. Errol Spence just don't have the discipline, man. He just doesn't. And unless he actually just catches Boots and knock him out, because he still got power. But unless that actually happens, I don't really see that shit happening. I think Boots beats Errol Spence. Now, can he get careless and get caught and get clipped? Absolutely. Shit can happen, but he also can knock out Errol Spence. Now, I'm looking at 154 and I'm thinking like this. There's no reason for Crawford to not fight Boots if Boots come to 154. And especially, like I said, if I would definitely make some noise. And what people don't understand is Boots and Crawford's team and all of them, it's a healthy, it's a respect there, man. So all that off on camera talk, that it's a respect there. I done seen them guys off camera chilling and everything's good with them, and it's a lot of respect there, man. But I would definitely make that shit known if I'm in Boot's situation. Like, man, listen, I want to fight you. I understand where you are, and I know what you're trying to do. I know that I'm high risk and low reward. See, but you just fought Madrimov, so let's do this. I fight Madrimov. It's a 2-fight deal. I beat him. Me and you next. There's no reason for you to not fight me. And somebody will put that money up. For the stupid fans talk about, if you always want to fight, pay him $20 million. How the fuck they gonna pay him? Boots ain't never made $20 million. He probably even had 20, he probably never even grossed $20 million. Fuck, he gonna give him $20 million, give him what he don't have. So at the end of the day, what I'm saying, y'all, look at who's at 154. The names that's gonna stand out. Look at Tim Tszyu just took a loss. So Tim Tszyu's in a position of, I don't know if he's gonna rematch that guy or not. But Tim Tszyu just took a loss. Looked bad in his loss. Okay. But it's a fight. This is the thing, like, let me tell y'all something, because I don't think y'all get this. It's a fight. Did Tim look his best? No, he got beat up. He got dropped several times, but it's a fight. Can he bounce back? Can he come back? I don't know. Regis Prograis looked like, he was doing good till he got dropped. But Regis Prograis has always been a limited one-dimensional fighter. So he's not going to change. The most that can happen for these dudes is if they can just be a little more defensive with like slipping punches that they've been hit with and knocked down or knocked out with in the past. And be able to counter, make them miss, make them pay. But there's not like all of a sudden he's going to come in there and look at the footwork. Oh my God, look how he's bobbing and weaving and slipping with his hands down and throwing punches from the hips, outlanding this guy. No, that's not going to happen. So, you know what I'm saying? Look at, a fight is a fight, man. This was what I'm saying. Some of the greatest all-time greats have been knocked out 1 round, 2 rounds, 3 rounds. So stop playing these stupid games. Like, just because someone doesn't, think about this. How long have you been driving? But I bet your ass swerved at times and your fucking tire touched that yellow line or that white line. Yeah. I guarantee you your ass is pulled out of a driveway, whether it was your own driveway or a gas station, and forgot to turn your damn headlights on. Probably got them on automatic. Some people turn them off so they're not killing their battery and they sit there with the car running, right? Try to kill the battery a little less. But what I'm saying, you make mistakes too. Yeah, you make mistakes too. You've been doing dishes and picked up a damn dish with one hand and it slid right out your hand, back glass all over the floor. Yeah, so what I'm saying, in your day-to-day life, look at how often do you wash dishes? How often do you drive, right? Things that you do on a regular basis. My point is, you've seen people drive like they rank amateur, like they just started, going down the wrong streets. This was one way, man. I seen somebody the other day, I'm driving, big ass sign, wrong way, 2 signs, red and white signs, wrong way. This motherfucker go flying down. All of a sudden, I see him going flying backwards, and the truck stops and let the guy back up. Now he's trying to come back into traffic going, and I'm like, wow. This is what I'm talking about, though. Y'all act like these fighters are anything other than human. So if you're going to, listen, trust me when I tell you, Crawford's not, I don't care what they say. Crawford and any other fighter can sit back and act like they're untouchable or act like they're not worried about this fight or that fight. No. Guarantee you Crawford won't take Jerron Boots and it's likely. I guarantee you. And like I said, asking for $20 million to fight him, well, yeah. You can't tell me that it doesn't make sense to you. That a man is making a bigger deal about how much he's getting paid to fight a particular guy that you're saying isn't ready. But then it's okay to fight somebody else that's not as good as that same guy. So my thing was his career is not based on trying to prove shit to Terrence Crawford. Okay, his career, any fighter's career is based on winning fights to show I'm ready. I belong here. you're always going to have people talking shit. The same people talking about he's not ready. If they announce 2 weeks from now, Crawford versus Jerron Boots Ennis, you same motherfuckers gonna be like, oh shit. You know? Yeah, why are you so happy? I thought you was against the fight. But yeah, like I said, that's one of the best things that can come out of this is that people look at Boots and think, yeah, I see weakness, and then they fight him. So he can go in there and either he gonna slay the dragon or he gonna be eaten by the dragon, right? One or the other. What I'm telling you guys, man, is like when we come to this nonsensical, stupid conclusion of a fight shouldn't happen because he's not ready. How old you got to be in today's boxing generation, huh? You got to be 35 to finally be ready for a title shot? Goddamn, everybody, nobody's ready when you don't like the fighter. Once we start to understand, fighters know better. They know better. They can sit up here and talk all the shit they want on camera. They can sit there and sit all the tweets out. But I'm telling you right now, these fighters know who's a threat. Yeah, they know who's a threat. More so than the idiot fans. They know who's a threat. And if you saw the tweet that Terrence Crawford sent out, man, let's look at it this way. Terrence Crawford is 10 years older than Boots. Manny Pacquiao, 10 years older than Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman said, there's no way I'm going to let a 41-year-old or 40-year-old rabbit beat me. Y'all saw what happened, right? Okay. So, basically, this isn't a fight Crawford wants to have. This is a only if the money is really big money fight. Then I'll participate. That's what this is. Boots is the generation after Crawford. In other words, you understand what I'm telling you? This is like, okay, I've had my time. I'm about to move on. Spotlight's on you now. Do you understand? That's what this is like. Young man, don't fuck it up. I see what you're trying to do. You are a fight I don't need, though. I'm not going to get I'm not going to get Canelo type money fighting you. In fairness, he's not going to get Canelo type of money fighting anybody other than Canelo. Second biggest payday he's going to get is going to be against Errol Spence. Well, ever since Errol Spence lost the way he did, and the fact that he lost, he never fought anybody yet since then. So let's say this Fundora fight actually does happen. Well, should Spence win? More than likely, you get Spence versus Crawford. 2. If Crawford is to win that fight again, he probably retires. He'll probably retire. Because he's not going to get the Canelo fight. Now, Canelo might do some bullshit, like not fight him. Canelo's what, 35, 36? Wait, let another year go by. Hey man, why don't somebody talk to Terrence Crawford, reach out and see if they can get him back, come out of retirement, right? Offer him a big payday. But then Crawford comes back and he's not the same. He don't have a tune-up or nothing, and he's older. Okay? You see, shit like that happens. That's what Don King did to Larry Holmes and Mike Tyson. That type of stuff happens. Should Errol Spence win, you'll probably get Spence versus Crawford 3. Now, does Spence retire? I don't know. Does Spence fight Boots Ennis? I don't know. Because if not, well, now Boots is in a 154-pound division with a Fundora, with a Charlo, if he's still boxing. I don't know what he's doing. You know, with the Tim Zhu and So just say these guys that's there, man. It's just names that have a little recognition to them. Charlo got respect on his name. Tim Zoo, those guys got respect on their names. I mean, Fandora just, not so much Fandora. I mean, we saw the fight between him and Zoo. We saw the elbow. We know what happened. Fandora's not no big name dude. But bottom line is, Boots would be in the same situation of, okay, now let's say he becomes undisputed at 154. But he never got the fight with Spence. He never got the fight with Crawford. Look at who's there. So the only thing that he, can really do in that situation is just keep fighting and defending belts. But there's no big names there. There's no real notable names. See, this is why, one of the reasons especially he needs a Crawford and need a Errol Spence. But I'm telling you, he win those fights, they're going to say Crawford was old. He beat Spence. They're going to say Spence was old. Terry Norris was a fighter they did the same shit to. Well, he knocked out Mike McCallum. Mike McCallum was only 30 years old, man. 30. How the fuck is that old? 30 years old and was the champion. Norris knocked him out in, I think, the first round. First or second, I think, but it was early. Knocked him out. Okay? They don't want to give Terry his credit. He beats Donald Curry, destroys him. Oh, he was old. He beats Ray Leonard. He was old. Everybody that Terry Norris was, it was always an excuse. And I remember when they offered Chavez $10 million to fight, Chavez turned the fight down. When Pernell came up to 154, he came up before the guy named Julio Cesar Vasquez. He got the belt from him. And the guy was like, "Are you gonna fight Terry Norris?" Was it not Freddie Pacheco? What's the other dude name? The other announcer at Showtime, heavy set dude with glasses going bald. I forget his name. But anyway, that particular announcer, and when he asked Pernell, was he going to fight Terry, Pernell goes, no. He's like, I didn't come up here to stay. I just came to just for another accomplishment. And he won that title against Julio Cesar Vasquez. So Terry Norris was one of them guys that he was fighting the best guys out there. He was fighting, and just kept fighting. By the time Terry Norris was 28 years old, man, his speech was starting to slur. He had over 300 some amateur fights. So it was a lot of wear and tear, man. It's just, so this is what happens when you fight the better fighters. When you fight the fighters the champions don't fight, you're bound to get some losses. People going to say what they want. And that's why I said, you look at the fights where a guy slipped and wasn't, just... Then you look at when they're sharp. You like, man, when he's sharp, he is sharp. He is on. My dad used to watch Terry Norris. He used to say the same thing. He said, man, when that kid is focused, man, he could beat anybody. And this is what people don't understand about boxing. You can have the greatest talents, man. You can be able to do so many things, but come fight night, you just might not fight the way that you was trained to fight that night. You might just go in there and do some bullshit, like for whatever reason. We see it all the time. So that's why when you hear me say both guys on top of their game, why do I emphasize these things? Because you can lose a fight to a guy, and it's not because you're not as good as him. You just wasn't that night. That night it just didn't come out of you. It's on you. But people don't think about this stuff. They think that everything is just the way they imagine it. There's no blueprint on how to fight a fight, man. You have to adjust to your opponents. So like I used the example in the last video, was like, look at how Haney was taking big shots from Lomachenko. Look at how he fought him. He stood and fought him. He didn't dance and move. He stood and fought Lomachenko. And I said, if you ask people who you think win, Lomachenko or Ryan, I guarantee you, the majority of people other than racist Ryan fans is going to say Lomachenko. Okay. So why is it that Devin could fight Loma the way he did, but he couldn't fight Ryan that way? Well, along with the fact that, for one, because Ryan was roided up, didn't make weight, and was fully strong, and Devin was weight drained and had to deal with this dude being on steroids, having even more power. But bottom line, for one, Ryan is tall. He's rangier. It's a different type of fight. So no, don't fight Ryan the way you fought Loma. You understand what I'm saying? Now, in terms of Terrence Crawford and him fighting against Jaron Ennis. Hopefully Crawford retires undefeated. Hopefully Boots can do the same thing. But here's the thing. If Crawford doesn't focus his attention on becoming undisputed, I mean, it's his career. It's up to him what he does. You got to ask yourself, if he's not fighting for undisputed, who the fuck else is he fighting? Who would you rather see him fight Timzel? Would you rather see him in a rematch with Errol Spence? I know I wouldn't. So, if Boots comes to 154, there's no excuse to not fight. There's no excuse to not fight. And I say that because, for one, nobody else that Crawford's going to fight is going to get him Canelo type of money, like I said. And if he beats Spence a second time, the fact that y'all already think he's going to win and saying he's supposed to win, okay, then how special is that win? How? And then we don't even know what Errol Spence is looking like right now. Think about it. We don't even know what he looked like right now. So anybody who's saying things about Errol Spence is based on what they've seen him do in the past. Once again, we haven't seen any training footage, nothing. So we don't even know if he's the same fighter. But at the same time, if we go off their last performances, who would you rather be? And see, let me make all of y'all put your foot in your fucking mouths. If you go by their last performances, who would you rather see fight? Would you rather see Crawford versus Boots 1 or Crawford versus Errol Spence 2? Because at least Boots knocked my man down and pretty much won the fight. Whereas Spence got destroyed. He got completely obliterated. So what is the purpose of the rematch? Other than if Crawford feels like, all right, man, nah, you know what? Let's do it again. Why not? Why not? Because what have we seen from Errol Spence since that fight that make us think that anything's going to be different? All of y'all said the same shit. He might do better at 154, but it's still going to be the same results in the end. Okay? So why do you want to see it again? Now, I'm not the one that like the predetermined fights and say it should or shouldn't happen based on I think this guy's going to win. Look, it's like this, right? If you understand how politics work, if you understand the minds of the people in America, if you understand behind the scenes type shit, you should have known there was no way in hell that Trump was going to lose. You should have known Biden had no chance of beating him. And once Kamala stepped up, she's a female and a female of color, she had no chance. You should automatically knew Trump was, but guess what? They got to go through the procedures, right? Got to go through the motions. Have to have a campaign. Have to have the, have to go on with the election and all that. It's a procedure. You see, the problem with boxing is it shouldn't be full of politics and it shouldn't be scripted at all. But when things don't play out the way you want it to, you start shitting on a fighter. It's not about that. And that's the funny thing. I remember somebody said, we used to like Crawford as a fighter. I said, who said I don't like Crawford as a fighter? What the fuck? Because I want to see him in Boots fight? Then all of a sudden, so that's clearly a clear indication to me. This is a person, which he made it known that he don't think the fight should happen because Boots just not ready. And I said, based on what? Your opinion? Okay. You have people that say he's not ready. You have people that say he is ready. So is this how we determine a fight? I remember this guy wrote down, he typed up Angel Manfredi, Sean B. Mitchell. Who else? Who else did he say? He even named Oscar Bonavena. He was like, Oscar Bonavena. Damn, my bad. Not Carlos Baldomir. Hell, what was I thinking about? He said Carlos Baldomir. it was like 6 or 7 boxers he named, right? And said, these are like some of our all-time favorite fighters. He said, they might not be the most popular, right? He said, but these are some of our all-time favorite fighters. These were real fighters. They didn't come to do that pit-pat Floyd Mayweather shit. So I typed in, it's interesting that you say that, right? And then he responds. I just said it's interesting that you say that. Left it at that. And he goes, and his response, nah, you know, sometimes you gotta let people know, cause that shit Floyd was doing was bullshit. These dudes was real serious fighters. I said, well, it's funny that you should say that, cause everybody you just named, Floyd already beat them, and beat them convincingly. He responded, was like, Floyd ain't fighting none of them. This dude called himself, what was it? Hitman, boxing connoisseur, something Hitman, or Hitman for one. And I'm like, wow, that's like somebody who's never even made $30,000 a year claiming to be a millionaire. Doesn't matter what you say. You're a boxing connoisseur, you don't even know that Floyd fought all them dudes that you said and beat every single one of them. And see, it's like, there's a fighter back in the day named Kevin Pompey. Kevin Pompey, he was decent, man. I like Kevin Pompey as a fighter, man. He fought at 154. And he wasn't the best fighter, but he was a decent fighter, man. It was something about Kevin Pompey's style that I liked. I like Prince Charles Williams as a fighter. That doesn't mean that they were the best fighters in the world, man. And the thing about people is whoever you like or whatever team you like, the first claim come out your mouth is that they're the best. And it's like, okay, if that's what you want to say, but when they go in and they lose, you start to hate the fighters that beat them. Simply because what? Because you were wrong about them being the best. So now every time a fighter loses, they choke. Like Teofimo's dad talking about the only way anybody can beat his son is if they cheat. Like the judges cheat, the referee cheat. Other than that, nobody can beat my son. Somebody said, several people, Teofimo don't duck no smoke. Bullshit. Remember I played the clip for y'all? Remember Teofimo stood there and said, when he was talking about, in fact, what was funny, because the interviewer said something about, he said, like, it's insane, like, people thinking that you don't want to fight against, the likes of a Shakur Stevenson or Tank Davis. He was like, I mean, eventually I know you want to fight these guys, right? And he goes, nah, not really. He said, because if I'm fighting those guys, I'm fighting the judges, I'm fighting the referee, I'm fighting Teofimo. That came out of his mouth. Now, you make excuses about not fighting these guys all of a sudden, so now fighting notice, Devin Haney, Tank Davis, Shakur Stevenson. Same dude that made the comment, if ESPN want to keep all these black fighters, they could have them. But notice, everybody I named was what? A black fighter. And he's fighting the referee, the judges, and every other, man. See, and then y'all take a guy like Teofimo, put him on the pedestal and say, he don't duck no smoke. And then tell yourself he can beat all these people. How many of y'all out there believe Teofimo Lopez can beat Terence Crawford? Because you're really stupid if you think that Teofimo can beat him, but you think Jerron Boots Ennis can't. And my thing is, it's not about a prediction for me. It's not about, like I said, it's not about who I think will win. That's not even the point. That's irrelevant. We'll find that out come fight night. The point is, the fight itself is what you want to see as someone who loves the art of boxing. And that's all it should be about. Now, you can have your favorites and all that. That's cool. But the problem with you guys, man, is when you talk too much shit and don't even know, the shit you're saying don't even make sense. When Thomas Hearns fought Marvin Hagler, how many of y'all sat there and said, I think this fight is going to end in about 2 or 3 rounds? I don't see this fight going long. Well, who thought 3 rounds? Huh? How many of y'all thought Joe Frazier was going to get knocked out in 2 rounds by George Foreman. You know what Mike Tyson fought Holyfield? Did you think he was going to bite his ear off? It is always, you know, look, who somebody wants to win doesn't mean they're going to win. Everything that I talk about, everything that I have an opinion on, looking at the actions, listening to the words, the character of the person, the type of way, you know, the way they carry themselves. That's all I do. There's no magic. So where y'all are fanboys and y'all are mesmerized by things that they say or do or highly entertained, I'm not. I'm just observing. That's what I do. So when I give my assessment on something, it's not going to sound like everybody else's words, because that's not what I do, man. Whether Crawford knocks out Boots, whether Boots knocks out Crawford, whether it's a back and forth, could have went either way, whether it's a complete boxing lesson on Crawford's behalf or a complete boxing lesson on Boots' behalf, whatever. There's no reason for these two guys to be fighting right now and be in the same division and the fight not happen. And if Boots go up, this should be the second time they were in the same division and the fight didn't happen. So, yeah. And I feel like Crawford, in that tweet, is telling Boots, look, man, I know you want the fight. I was in them same shoes, and you know what? It won't be with me. But you'll be here one day. That's why he's telling them one slip up, and it could all be over, right? Yeah. Just keep focused. Because when I do step away, I would like to see you. You know, I would like to see you step up and you be that next guy. You be the big guy. You be the one in charge. You be the main man. You be the cash cow. Like, I want to see you do that. That's the way I look at that tweet that he sent him, man. So as where you guys, in your own eyes, is thinking Crawford got some hateful, evil intentions towards Boots or whatever. Nah, they do all that shit talking. I'm gonna tell you something. Trust me, these motherfuckers sit up, whether it's on the phone or whether they cross paths in the gym somewhere or something, or these boxing conventions, they sit, chop it up and talk. Y'all don't see that though. So in your mind, you thinking it's some beef, but nah, it's not. It's not a beef. It's about fighting. Just like this guy Blair Cobb talking about the same mistakes that Boots make now. He always made, and he see those same mistakes, but he looked great. I'm not gonna, try to shoot him down. But he said about how he landed shots on people and those shots knock people out. But Boots, this, that, whatever. Just listen. He's trying to talk himself into at least a decent payday. Trying to talk himself into getting into a fight. I don't think Blair Cobb would take the fight, then show up and not try to win. I mean, but unless Boots just have a terribly disastrous night, I don't see Blair Cobb doing nothing with him. Now, in 2024, if your best example of a win is against Adrian Broner, your career sucks. And Blair Cobb is at a point, he needs a win against a credible name. So he's going to say whatever to try to get there. Some of y'all make Blair Cobb sound like that's what Boots is. Like Boots is no better than Blair Cobb, and come on, y'all. Look. And if you notice, the conversation wasn't even between Blair Cobb and Boots. The conversation was between Blair Cobb and Eddie Hearn. Nobody takes Blair Cobb seriously, right? Because of you seen him fight. You saw his skill level and you realized, nah. That's how y'all make Boots sound. Like he's on Blair Cobb's level. But look, it doesn't matter. And it's like I told somebody the other day. I said, man, listen, I think Boots and Crawford are both really talented fighters. I said, but just the thing is, one is on his way up, the other one is on his way out. And then that fight may never happen. It's kind of like watching Michael Jordan come into the league and Dr. J still there. You know what I'm saying? But you're not going to have a rivalry between the Sixers and the Bulls or something. Like, you know, just say, because the Sixers just wasn't that good of a team. Like, well, when Jordan first came in, the Sixers was, but Doc put like this, the Sixers wasn't that team anymore, you know. So what I'm saying is him coming into the league when Doc was getting older, and Dr. J fans were going to say that, oh, he better than Jordan, you know. The Jordan fans are saying that Jordan was better. Overall, y'all saw what Jordan become, so, you know, enough said on that. But bottom line, it's similar to Boots and Crawford in the sense that they're both still here at the same time. But Crawford's his eyes is, like I said, okay, I just want 2 big money fights and be out. In fact, if I can get both of them salaries in one fight, I'm cool with that, then I'm gone. You know, Crawford don't want to stick around too much longer. So that fight probably will never happen. That's why I said, if I'm in Boots' shoes, man, I'm going to put pressure on Crawford. And then that's what I'd say. Let's have a 2-fight deal, right? And that way, he beat Madrimov, and especially if he beat him in a more convincing fashion than Crawford did. Guess what? Trust me, out of everybody, Turkey going to be like, hey, and Eddie there, hey, Boots and Crawford, let's get it. They've been trying to do it. But if you look at the tweets, man, it's like I'm telling you, man, unless that money is what Crawford is asking for, he's not going to fight Boots. Now, he said $20 million. So what if, fuck Madrimov. What if we get a post and Turkey is saying, hey, $20 million. Let's go, Boots. Let's go, Crawford. Let's get it. Let's make it happen. And look, Turkey wants to have something to do with a Crawford fight, with a Boots in his fight. Eddie Hearn works hand in hand with Turkey. Hell yeah, they want to make that fight. And as a fan, why would you not want to see it? That's why I said in the last video, when did y'all become such pussies, man? Y'all, it's like y'all got something against super fights. Y'all got something against really big fights. What is it? Because it's 2 black guys or something? Is it a law of one got to be Mexican and one got to be black, or one got to be white and one got to be black? What is it? So it's something about you motherfuckers, man, that it's funny because y'all don't act this way when it comes to Clarissa Shields and Alicia Baumgartner, who had a completely different story. It's funny how y'all don't act like that fight. Oh yeah, we need that. But somehow we don't need Crawford versus Boots. Y'all some fucking weirdos, man. Like, for real. I don't understand none of that shit that y'all be talking about. We don't speak the same language, man. All of a sudden, there should be no Boots versus Crawford. But there should be a fucking 130-pound fighter fighting somebody that just went out to 175. On some bullshit move. You know how y'all talk about y'all don't respect the snitch? I don't respect backstabbers. So like I said, we don't speak the same language. But yeah, bottom line, y'all don't care about none of those little things, but it's just basically, yeah, Boots and Crawford shouldn't fight. He ain't ready. Yeah, I think Alicia Baumgartner is a solid fighter, but her little ass ain't ready for no damn Shields. Yeah. But y'all still want to see it anyway. Weirdos, man. Y'all some real weirdos. On that note, I think I said everything I need to say about this situation. But, I mean, through all of the comparisons and everything, bottom line is, real ones, stand the fuck up. Keep y'all 10 toes to the ground. Understand, man, we here to support the sport of boxing. We're not boxer fans. We're boxing fans. I love the art. It's not the sport. It's the art. Because the sport is connected to bullshit, dirty politics, and business. So we support real boxing. That's what we're here for. There's nothing wrong that you want to see a certain fighter win over other fighters. That's cool. But with all the fanboyism and the bowing and the worshiping, now y'all can keep that bullshit. I don't do that. But I'm saying we're here for the sport, for the art. And when we get to a point where you dudes are sitting up acting like a bunch of feminine, soft, sissy ass motherfuckers can't stand up and say, yo, you can't see the logic in what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck who you think is going to win. He comes to 154, make it fucking happen. When he was stripped of his belt and Boots was given the fucking belt, do y'all understand? Crawford could have said, nah, fuck that, I want my belt back, let's go. That didn't work. I'm going to 154. Okay, he comes up, he gets a belt from a guy with 11 fights as a pro, who was hyped up and lied to hype him up. He's better than Canelo. Get the fuck out of Dodge, man. He's better than Canelo. Right. Yeah, but he don't make Canelo money. Hyped him up, all of that talk, and they thought this was going to put Crawford in the same seat where it was going to be like Mayweather versus Pacquiao. Like, no, we must have, that's what they know. Y'all forget, Floyd and Pacquiao was in the same weight class for a while before that fight even happened. So Crawford comes up to fight a guy who, you know, he claimed and the other people was claiming is the best fighter at that division, 154. So Matter Marv is better than Jermell Charlo. I mean, you know, yeah, none of y'all, I couldn't even pronounce his fucking name, and neither could most of y'all. Yeah, I never even heard of the dude. Yeah, all of a sudden he's better than Canelo. Yeah, this is what people will do to try to, hey, you know, because if we get people to believe that, that's going to make more of a demand for the fight between, you know, Crawford and Canelo. And I saw what they were trying to do, and I made it known back then what they were trying to do. And it did nothing for Terrence Crawford's stock in terms of, boom, you and Canelo, y'all right here, man. Nope. Canelo's still here. Crawford's still right here. Crawford's still trying to get there. See, you can't stand from the ground and look at the top of Mount Everest and say, I've conquered Mount Everest. Nah, you saw it, but you didn't climb that bitch. And until you get up on the top of that motherfucker, you're not on top of Mount Everest. As great as Crawford is as a fighter, he's still not seen as on the same level as Canelo. How do you solve who's better? They got to get in there and fight. Here's the thing. Canelo has no interest in fighting Crawford. Same way Crawford has no interest in fighting Canelo. Fighting Boots. Somehow y'all just too blind to see this shit. Even though it's right in front of your fucking face. So we got two fights that probably will never happen. Boots and Crawford, Crawford and Canelo. But if Crawford continues to fucking fight, and Boots happen to go to 154, why would y'all not want to see him fight Boots? Y'all gonna keep going with this bullshit? He don't deserve it. Okay. Even though he's winning, Canelo don't want to fight Benavidez. Benavidez and, you know, Morrell, they went up to 175. So who do you want to see Canelo fight then? Who is it that you care that he fights? And the fact of the matter is, the same way Crawford don't need Boots, Canelo don't need Crawford. Shit, Canelo could retire right now too. The only thing is he's just a little younger than Crawford. But he could retire right now too. His legacy's cemented already. He did what he did. Crawford fans want Canelo. They want Crawford to be seen as greater than Canelo. Canelo fans want Canelo to be seen as greater than Floyd. But they know because Floyd already bust that ass a long time ago. And it doesn't make a difference. Pacquiao, all these guys that Floyd didn't beat, somebody, Sugar Shane Mosley, there was always somebody trying to make them to be better. De La Hoya than Floyd, yet he beat all of them. And, you know, so when people look, you got Shane Mosley on your resume, you got, you know, De La Hoya on your resume, you got Manny Pacquiao on your resume, you got most fighters who in their career, they can have 30, 40 fights and they don't have 3 names with that type of credibility on it attached to their name. You got Canelo on your resume. I mean, you got Wymel or Marquez. He got so many Diego Corrales. He got so many names. But it's always after every challenge, he ain't gonna win the next one. He ain't gonna beat this one. He ain't gonna beat this. And every time he beat them, they just keep throwing names out. And it's the same thing. Every fighter goes through that shit. And hey, it is what it is. Crawford versus Boots at 154. The only way that this is settled is by them fighting. I don't give a fuck about your opinion. I don't give a fuck about my own opinion. Because that's not what I'm looking at in terms of opinions on who would win. I don't give a fuck about that. Make the fucking fight. Should he go to 154? There's no reason for it to not happen. And all you little, I don't know how you got so pussy, but they all little soft motherfuckers out here running around trying to shield or cushion Crawford, because that's what y'all trying to do. Making this excuse he's not ready. What the fuck you mean he's not ready? But if somebody say Crawford's not ready for Canelo, Canelo's just too big and strong, and Crawford's gonna have to figure out something else. He can't, his usual style's not gonna work. Y'all ain't trying to hear that. Why? Cause man, look, at 140, he was undisputed. 147, undisputed. So he proved himself. Okay. Facts. Facts, bitches. Jermell Charlo was undisputed. Jermell Charlo is an accomplished fighter. And his ass went to 168 and got his ass kicked. So what the fuck he did at a lower weight class don't have shit to do with what he can and can't do at 168. So my point, for every fucking excuse that y'all make for Crawford to not fight Boots, Canelo fans can make those same excuses for Canelo to not fight Crawford. But y'all, see, this is the thing about hypocrites, man. That's what I'm saying. Y'all can have that dumb shit. I like both fighters as fighters. And like I said, may the best man win. If it should happen. If it should happen. And if the whole thing is this. Boots is ready to fight regardless. Crawford is only going to do it if the money is big money. He already made that clear. And his price was 20 million, right? Okay, so if Turkey comes to him and say 20 million and see what's the difference going to be, it'll be on a stack card. So it'll go down. What excuse would Crawford have to not take that 20 million? And if Fundora was to beat Errol Spence, just say, well, the Errol Spence rematch is off the table. Who the fuck cares about Fundora? Ain't nobody trying to pay Fundora no 20 fucking million. His sister get more recognition than he does. Let's be real. Let's be real. Who cares about that fight? I know I don't. In terms of being someone who cares about, who respects the art of boxing, it's like, it's a fight, okay, whatever. But is it a fight that we care about? At what point in your time did you ever go, yeah, Fundora versus Crawford or Fundora versus Spence? Stop. Okay, do you agree? And do you agree that Tim Tszyu don't deserve a shot? He just got his ass kicked, right? Okay then. Boots is still undefeated. And he won. I don't give a fuck how you might not like the performance. Oh man, he ain't ready. Look, man. That's why I say, what is a such thing as a good fight? I guess the only good fights to y'all is fights that could have went either way. I guess that's the only good fights to y'all. Because at the end of the day, it was a good fight and people shit on it. That's why I say, if you watch Terry Norris versus Sugar Ray, that was a good fucking fight. That was a real good fight. But because the guy that most people wanted to win lost, they tried to show, oh, Sugar Ray ain't the same no more. I was like, yeah, whatever. You guys love to try, to just try to like sink someone's boat because you don't like the fighter. You don't like the fighter that won the fight. Because the guy you wanted to win didn't win. Oh, it was a shit fight. Oh, he didn't do anything. Oh, he didn't this and that. And even listening to you guys talk now, I tell you, if Manny Pacquiao had got the decision over Floyd, y'all wouldn't be saying it was a boring fight. It's the fact that Floyd won. Let's try to take all credibility away. He beat the fuck out of Canelo, or Canelo was too young. It's always an excuse. He beat the shit out of Marquez. Marquez was too small. Yeah, I know. He beat Shane. Shane was too old. It is always an excuse as to why somebody won. So, Boots is not the last fighter that's going to have a fight and not look the same. Wait till Bam Bam Rodriguez have a fight where he don't look so good. Yeah, just wait. Just wait. And even if he win, it don't matter. Just wait. Just look at the fights for what they are. Understand everybody not going to look 100% every time. Every time. You know, there was one year the Buffalo Bills was blowing out everybody, man. Like, damn, every week, damn, 54-17. God damn. I remember when they was playing in Houston Oilers, I think they was losing like 38 to like 13 or something like that. Before half, by half, man, the motherfuckers was winning 35 to 13, something like that. He was winning 38-35 by half. Like, God damn, they out of nowhere. Just, you know, so now, if the Bills play a game and they win, right? And let's say they win and it scored like 17-10. Does that mean they had a bad game? Or was it just that, hey, man, this team was tough? This is what I'm saying. It's like everything always has to be the way you imagine it, or either it was a bad fight. No, I don't think it was Jerron Booth's best performance. I think it's like I say, he went in there, he didn't go ahead and box, he went in there to fight. And Karen came in there and fought a different strategy. He didn't run this time. He stood right there, was in front of him. And guess what? The dude did a good job. Nah, we're not going to give him credit, though. We just going to sit back and shit all over, you know, Jerron Booth. I remember when Derevianchenko, when he fought against, what's his name, Triple G, most people felt like that he won. Most people feel like he beat Triple G. Ain't it funny, though, how when Jamal Charlo fought him, oh, big deal, he beat the guy that never did nothing. Oh, but when Derevianchenko fought against Triple G and y'all was claiming that he got robbed, and yo, this dude is a real warrior, yo, because he didn't only give Triple G a run for his money. He really won this fight. The referees robbed him. Only y'all didn't go, let's go start a fucking justice for the Derevianchenko page like y'all did for Lomachenko and all that goofy shit. But yeah, definitely said that they thought he won. But they didn't want to give Jamal Charlo credit for beating him. That's just the way people do things. So I'm not at all affected or influenced any kind of way by somebody, you know, saying a fighter ain't ready. I don't care if you don't think he's ready. So what? So what? Did you think Amir Khan was going to be competitive? Did you think the Kell Brook fight was going to be competitive? Yeah. But y'all didn't have a problem with those fights happening, right? And yeah, they were washed up at the end of their careers. So the little racist motherfucker got a point if he talking about them two. But just saying, like, overall, come on, man, stop. And Crawford don't need y'all making no excuses for him. No fighter don't need that shit. All they need to do is understand what's going on and what their focus is. Now, if the fight don't happen, it don't happen. Aries' life goes on. It ain't about, my life is not dependent on no damn watching somebody else fight. Just understand, with all the shit that y'all talk, with all that goofy shit that y'all be talking about how this guy can't do this and this guy can't do, we just seen, remember when I was saying, unless Devin Haney go in there and fight stupidly, I don't see a reason that he can't just completely go in there and dog walk and outbox this dude easily. Because what's his name? Rougarou. He's one-dimensional as fuck, man. He can't really box at all. That's what happened, right? Yeah, that's what happened. But because Tank Davis said he was going that Rougarou was going to knock out Haney, y'all believed it. Because Tank Davis said, or another fighter say something, or another, then y'all believe it. Y'all go with it. But it's what I'm telling you, man. It's like, you know, you're not going to always call it right. Because like I said, you don't know what a fighter's going to do come fight night. That's why I'm never shocked about the outcome of a fight. So what I'm telling you, regardless to who you think would win, you take the best fighters, you put them in there, and somebody's got to win. Y'all didn't give up on Zab Judah when he got stopped by Costa Zoo early. And this motherfucker was all over the ring, falling all over the ring, attacked the damn referee. Like, bro, you done. You done. That referee saved you, because if Zoo would have caught you with another hard shot like that, like, come on, you was done. You ain't had no legs. You couldn't even stand up. And he's over here trying to attack the referee. Y'all didn't give up on Zab. All them losses, Shane Mosley, y'all didn't give up on Shane. And this was early, and this was before Zab was became even more popular than he was going to do afterwards. But bottom line, so it's just something about you so-called boxing fans, you just don't like to see a good challenge. And I know what that is. All that shit is you really know deep down inside, nah, he's better than Yeah, he is that good. And you know he's a threat. And the thought of the guy you wanting to see win lose, it bothers you. So you try to shit on the opponent. And y'all will all look really stupid if that fight actually does materialize. And then Boots beat him, and then all of a sudden, what y'all gonna say? Yeah. Yeah. If I'm Bozzy, if I'm in the next corner, I'm gonna tell him, you're gonna make Crawford work. The job is not gonna be to try to outpoint him, to outbox him on a strategic thing. You're gonna be boxer puncher. He's gonna be pure boxer. That's how this fight's gonna go. You gotta get your shots in. Use your jab, your movement. Don't just stand there and be lazy and be complacent. Get your shots in on him. Make him work harder than he want. Your gas tank is gonna be better. You're gonna have to make him suck win and fight more than he want. You got to get down and get dirty. You got to get gritty. I don't mean dirty like elbows or hitting low. I mean like, hey, we got to get in inside and rock. Let's rock. But I need you to be defensive and smart, right? And when you attack, 2, 3, 4-piece combinations. You understand what I mean? I need you to jab to his body. I need you to step around him. I need you to make him move. I need you to walk him back. I need you to make him work. Don't let him just sit there like Errol Spence did and let him pick and choose his shots and you throwing wild, stupid shit and he coming over top, pop. Because that's all he was doing, one punch at a time. One punch at a time. And then once he would get Errol Spence in a position with his hands up high and he know, okay, Errol don't want to fight right now. Right now he's in defense mode. That's when Crawford would open up with throw combos at him. See, you got to dictate the pace. Don't let him stand back comfortably with his hands up, just waiting, then jab, move, work off. You got to make him uncomfortable. So when he's trying to jab down, jab to his body. When he goes upstairs, same thing. You give him feints, or you're going to have to make him work. So Jerron Boots Ennis just coming in, top shape. Let's go. Not sit back and try to let's just, nah. Because when you do that, now you're giving this guy, Vernon Forrest was like that. If you sit back and let Vernon Forrest dictate the pace, and Vernon Forrest was a bad motherfucker, but Ricardo Mayorga showed you Vernon Forrest didn't handle pressure well. And outside of Ricardo Mayorga, who did you ever see fight him that way? See, when Shane tried to do it, it didn't work for Shane. Not because Shane, you know how Shane be hopping and Shane be trying to land one hard shot. That shit ain't work. He wasn't putting no pressure on him. He was just putting himself in harm's way. Yeah, so I remember, and I'm saying that because I remember somebody saying to me, yeah, but Shane was putting pressure. No, he wasn't. It's a way to apply pressure. He was just putting himself in harm's way and was getting hit with big ass shots. He did better in the rematch, but he lost the rematch too. Same with Winky Wright. Lost the first one and then did better in the rematch, but still lost both fights. So, yeah, I mean, having the capability. Shane had fast hands and he could punch. Shane definitely wasn't a pure boxer. He was really just a puncher to me, man. In his mind, he thought he was a boxer puncher. See, because his hands were so fast, that shit might look flashy to people, but he was just a puncher, man. And Shane had heart. Shane has Shane, he was a good fighter. He's a great fighter. Boxing-wise, no. Fighting-wise, yes. But boxing-wise, nah. If Shane, see, when he was at the smaller weights and he could overpower guys with those fast hands and those punches, see, that was impressive. But you see, when he went up, if he had better boxing skills overall, he wouldn't have lost. Look, he couldn't beat Miguel Cotto. Couldn't beat Manny Pacquiao. All right, who else beat him up? Floyd beat him up. I mean, who else? See, he had a problem with boxers. Vernon Forrest. Nobody who really could punch and dig and just throw. He didn't have a problem with them. He didn't have a problem. He beat Oscar De La Hoya twice, and that's the biggest wins he had in his career. But you look at Shane, and I like Shane as a fighter. Shane had a problem with boxers. He could not handle boxers, man. He could handle guys that could punch. That was flat-footed, but he couldn't handle movement. He couldn't handle speed. He couldn't handle simply just being defensive enough to make him miss, make him pay. Even if he didn't have that. So his boxing IQ that people try to give him to say was higher than what it was. That's why even when he fought Floyd, he was talking about setting traps. They're going to set traps for each other and this and that. And he's going to, all this stuff. I'm like, Shane, you're not good enough to outbox Floyd. You're going to have to try to rough Floyd up and make it a rough fight. Use your hand speed and your power. And you have to get in. You have to feint, make Floyd, try to, standing trying to outbox him from the outside. Landed 2 good shots the whole fight. He had 2 good rounds the whole fight. And that was it. From the 3rd round up, it was all Floyd. All Floyd. And even in the rounds when he buckled Floyd, it's not like he was dominating the round or nothing. It's just that was the 2 best rounds that he had, was the 1st and the 2nd. Now, my point with all of that, no matter how many losses these guys had, no matter how many losses, guess what? These are the same fighters y'all still was talking about. Even Adrian Broner. As washed up as he was ever since the Maidana loss, y'all still was having faith in him. Somehow, an undefeated guy like Boots, y'all just keep talking shit like Boots is not better than Adrian Broner or something. Like, you know, like I said, take your feelings out of it. We don't care about that. Let's make these fights happen. Let's stop talking about who can beat who and acting like, well, ain't no need for that fight to happen because he's going to win. Y'all said the same dumb shit about Tyson Fury. I watched the whole cast of Sports Talk sit there and talk about Tyson Fury's going to be too big, too dominant, too strong. Usyk's going to put up a good fight early, but ultimately the bigger, stronger man is just going to pull it out and win. A good big man always beats a good little man. Huh? Say it again? It's not what happened, is it? Anyway, never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.